What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you're talking sports with MG9, and today we have Sixers Talk with MG9's episode number 16. But before we get into today's video, make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button for Sixers, Eagles, college football, or just any sports content around the channel. Please hit the subscribe button for that. Also, too, hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss any video, live stream, or community tab posts that goes around on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. We got Sixers Talk with MG9's episode 16, and I'm here to talk about the Sixers' 2-1 start and also the upcoming game versus the New York Knicks. So let's dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Sixers Talk with MG9's episode 16. We're going to start off here with talking about the first 3 games of the season. So we got a win versus the New Orleans Pelicans. We got a win versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then we have a loss versus the Brooklyn Nets. Against the Brooklyn Nets, let's get the loss out of the way. The Sixers had a lead for basically the whole game until like the last minute in the fourth quarter. The Sixers, they choked the game. It wasn't a great night for us, especially, obviously KD just absolutely destroyed us, had a triple-double, a big game for him, and we couldn't contain him. And then so a couple of things happened where, Danny Green missed shots down the stretch. We had a couple of foul calls and penalties that Doc Rivers could have challenged, but he decided not to. I know the fans are mad at him about that. And then just some other things, not keeping our foot on the gas is probably the biggest thing, the biggest issue we had in this game versus Brooklyn. It was a primetime game, so it was not good for us to get beat in the way we did on the big stage that we got beaten. So that was that. Against the New Orleans Pelicans, that was Furkan Korkmaz in the fourth quarter. He put the game away. We had a lead for majority of the game as well, just like the Brooklyn game. But instead, we actually got the job done. We closed out the game. Furkan Korkmaz got the job done in the fourth quarter. Then our starters didn't have to play at the end of the game, and that's what you like to see out of there. And then the Oklahoma City game. Seth Curry, 23 points in the first quarter. That was just absolutely insane. He's been a good player for us for the start of the season. Tobias Harris being consistent. I believe he has 20 points or close to 20 points in every game this season. Being a consistent 20-point scorer, doing what he has to do. And Joel Embiid being great on defense. He probably got one of the best blocks, probably the best block of the year so far. I believe Darius Bazley of the Oklahoma City Thunder tried to put the ball up, and Embiid said, no, not in his house today. He blocked the shot, good there. Played pretty good defense for most of the season to start off. And Joel Embiid, the biggest thing about him that I loved I seen out of him this season is the playmaking. He's gotten so much better. The double teams that he faces on a consistent basis, he's doing great at bringing the ball up the floor, and he passing out of the double teams, and he's passing the ball and dribbling the ball up the floor. He's being a little bit more aggressive with as far as shooting the ball and shooting a lot of three-point jump shots. Obviously, he's not the greatest shooter, but he does have that ability to start knocking down some threes, and that's just great to see out of your big man, doing it all. Doing good playmaking. Obviously, he's still getting his money in the post, and he's starting to shoot a lot more threes than he's ever done in his career. And he did say that this year. He want to shoot the ball a little bit more. He want to extend his range a little bit more. Obviously, he's not going to be like Steph Curry, but, he wants to, be a threat from the three-point line along with his great dominance in the post. That's just a deadly combination. When you got a guy who can stretch the floor and dominate in the post, it makes it so much more difficult to guard him. So Joel Embiid doing great things, trying to make his game even better than he did last season. So that's great, man. Let's talk about the bench, though. I want to talk a little bit more, about Furkan Korkmaz in the Oklahoma City game. Obviously didn't have a great game, as great of a game as he did against Oklahoma City. But one thing about Furkan Korkmaz is he's being a consistent jump shooter, and that's what you like to see. And I don't want to, by the way, I don't want to come off as I'm overreacting to the first 3 games, and because all the things I'm saying right now, this could absolutely change. Our season could be completely the opposite of what I'm saying now. But what I've seen out of Furkan Korkmaz this season is that he's looking to try to be more of a consistent shooter. He's always just been on our bench the last few years. Sometimes he gets hot, make a couple of jumpers, have like 15, 18, 20-point games. but he never done it consistently throughout the season. Now he's starting to show a little bit of a sign of more consistency, making a couple, 2 or 3 3-pointers a game when he gets the minutes that he gets. And if he keeps being consistent, he's gonna try to fight for the 6-man role. Obviously, his role is a little bit bigger now because Shake Milton is currently not playing, so that does have a part to play in it. But Furkan Korkmaz still doing his thing, and I like the consistency out of him. But now let's go into this game. We got the New York Knicks up and coming here next. And it's going to be an interesting game, man. We got Julius Randle and his team coming up. Julius Randle having an interesting season. So that's going to be great. And yeah, man. But let's talk about the matchups, though, man. You're going to have Joel Embiid down there, obviously in the post. You got Mitch Robinson, Nerlens Noel, whoever is the starting center there in New York. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Kemba Walker, a guy we're familiar with the Celtics the last 2 years. So it's a lot of things, man. A lot of matchups interesting here. Seth Curry, how are the Knicks looking to defend him? That's something we're gonna find out. How are the Knicks gonna defend Joel Embiid? Are they gonna try to trap him, double team him? What are they gonna do? And that's going to be interesting. You know, Tom Thibodeau, coach of the New York Knicks, being a guy who likes to have success on the defensive side of the ball. How is he going to defend the hot hands on our team? That's going to be interesting. Tobias Harris, I think in the Knicks, is going to be a guy who, against the Knicks, who can do very well, because you got Seth Curry, who has the hot hand right now. You got Joel Embiid, who you're always going to have to pay attention to. But Tobias Harris, and that's part of the reason why Tobias Harris is thriving a lot in the start of the season, is because you got the hot hand of Seth Curry, who's a great three-point shooter. You got Joel Embiid, who's a big presence, whether he's at the three-point line or in the post. Sometimes you forget about Tobias Harris, as crazy as it sounds, as he is the number 2 guy on our team right now. You tend to forget about him when guys like Seth Curry and Joel Embiid is getting so much attention. And I think if they do that this year, if the New York Knicks defend Joel Embiid and Seth Curry with all the attention and forget about Tobias Harris can have his way against the New York Knicks. So that's what I'm excited to see. And yeah, man, and I'm excited to see this bench grow more and more. I'm excited to see Tyrese Maxey, right now, who's our starting our starting point guard. You know, with all the Ben Simmons stuff going on, he is the starting point guard right now. So I'm excited to see him grow and grow more as a point guard, see what he can do to improve. And, you know, just the leadership of Joel Embiid. He's becoming a he's becoming a better and better leader. The locker room, and that's not only me saying that. I mean, the players in the locker room are saying that. You got guys like Tyrese Maxey saying that. You have Doc Rivers, the head coach, saying that Joel Embiid's leadership has been so much better. So I'm happy to see that. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. This is your quick episode of Sixers Talk with MG NAS. This is episode 16. Also, too, I want to start doing live episodes of Sixers Talk with MG NAS where I bring on guests from the Sixers community. So make sure y'all drop in the comments some Sixers content creators. I already know a good amount of them who I want to get on the channel. But for live Sixers Talk with MG NAS episodes, make sure you drop some recommendations of some guys in the comment section, so that way we can live stream it. You guys can talk with the guests in the chat. I'll actually chat a couple of questions, so that way we can make the Sixers Talk with MG NAS series bigger and better than what it is, because we want to elevate this year, baby. So make sure you guys do that. Appreciate all of your guys' support. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to the channel, I would appreciate if you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss any video or live stream on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been talking sports with MG NAS, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.